What's happening, guys? Listen, this is the Unique Trading Group. Thanks for clicking on this video. It's an exciting one for you today. I'm going to be giving you some guidance. Nvidia, SPY, Tesla. All right, recapping from last week and a couple of videos that I gave out, letting you guys know what was going to happen. Listen, this video right here is for you. Unique Trading Group. Why are we unique? Because this is where strategy meets mindset and discipline turns into income. And what you guys need to know is that when I give out plays, right, my guidance for certain tickers and stocks that I give out is all based around momentum, okay? Stocks that are in play, okay? Where is the relative strength and where is the relative volume, all right? If you focus on one or two main tickers, right, that give you the range you need, all right, that movement for day traders, right, not the long-term people who buy long-term, right, but if you're a day trader and you want to maximize off of the range of the week, you got to learn how to practice on risk to reward, buying low, selling high, in a sense where it's a good quality company at great prices when it's undervalued, okay? So listen, let's get straight into it, all right? I know what you guys came here for. If this is your first time watching, please click that bell notification, all right? Subscribe to the channel. That way you get valuable videos whenever I drop, okay? I've been giving out guidance week after week, month after month, so we would love to have you. Welcome. If you want a structured approach, a educational approach, we have a Discord community for you, all right? Newbie or intermediate, all right? Even advanced. Yes, we have something for you as well. Click that link below, all right? Join the community and see what the fuss is about, all right? And why some folks have been consistently making profits and or learning on their journey. Remember, it's not about another person's success. It's about your personal development. I've been doing this for about 10 years. So what you get is some good stock talk and live commentary. And right here in front of us, we have the SPY, and we have all-time highs being breached, okay? All-time highs being breached. Now, you see on my screen here, right? This was a part of a live I was doing with a student. And we have a gap fill reversal and a gap fill and go. All right. I marked this up before this move happened on the market. So we are somewhere around here making that pullback. We had all the fear mongering, all the news headlines are talking about we're gonna sell off before Nvidia earnings. All right. Well, we didn't get that. All right. We didn't even fill the gap. All right. Could the gap get filled? Yes. But at that time, it didn't mean that it had to fill at that moment. And this is the moment where you trap in late sellers, right? Rookies at the end of the day, right? Whatever day this was, which was Thursday, right? And then you buy the dip, right? At previous demand zones. Okay. You got to understand context of the market. And right now we have higher highs going on in the market. This is pretty telling. Nvidia, SPY, Tesla, all been doing good today. All right, this is SPY. As you can see, we're at 647. 642 was the previous close, and we have been above it ever since. And we just been going higher despite everybody's fear mongering. Okay, Nvidia has earnings tonight at 4:20, so it's going to be some sort of fireworks. Going to be some explosive moves to the downside or upside, that's for sure. All right, but I'm leaning towards bullish. Okay, so hopefully this video reaches you before the market closes. I want to try to make this quick. Listen, all I'm doing is, guys, is I'm using the daily. All right, I'm on a daily time frame. Okay, and I want to use the daily price movement range. This is a trading system, right? Something that can give you a trading plan. I have a video on this, all right? Check out that link below, all right? Subscribe to the channel. Check out that playlist, the beginner playlist, all right? And I have a video talking about the DPMR system. What is the DPMR system? All right, it just stands for the daily price movement range, all right? It's a simple setup, all right? You want to trade as a day trader. You want to trade the current range, all right? So that would be the current daily candle, right? A day trader, right? What is it doing today? All right, so you use 3 lines. Talked about this before, but for the sake of this video, all right, for you guys to see these all-time highs and these bull flags break out, all right, the catalyst was Nvidia earnings, or people waiting to buy in, right? If the technicals are strong enough. OPEX Friday is Friday coming up, all right? Well, contracts expire, so you get a lot of volatility in the market. Some folks are letting go of their positions, and some folks are adding, adjusting, all right, preparing for the next big move. I can see that by using the DPMR system, all right? So again, we're trying to find out where price is at, where it's going based on where we are, and it's almost power hour, 4 minutes till. So we're going to take those 3 lines, and we're going to put it on this candle here, all right? The range of this candle, the green line at the top, We're gonna make it a red line, all right, our first line, right, because price hasn't got past it yet. We have rejected, all right. And then we're gonna have our midway line, which is our 50% mark, all right, the midway point of this candle. I'm eyeballing it right now. If you want to get a more accurate read on the midway number of this range, okay, it would be the high and low of this candle. So 647.36 and 644.42. You add up those numbers, the high and the low of this candle here, and once you get that number, you divide it by 2. That will give you your mid-range of this candle, all right, if you want something more precise. But just know the point is for it to be in the middle of this candle, okay, because we are dealing with 3 elementary lines, all right, a DPR system, 1, 2, and 3, 0, 50, and 100 out of this entire range. And the yellow is the midpoint. The top one is your 100% mark, where it's been rejection. All right, so we are measuring time on the daily candle, the daily price movement range. And right here, we're going to make that green. Why? Because price has bounced there before. Now, for a day trader, you're listening to this, all right? You tune in. You want to go to the 5-minute, 15-minute, or the 3-minute, all right? Whatever you choose, whatever is more comfortable for you, okay? I'm going to go down to the 5-minute, and we're going to see where these lines are, right? The green, yellow, and red, the green light, yellow light, and red light of the stop traffic DPR system we have here. We want to see where price is at with these lines relative to where it is on the daily on a 5-minute. And here we go. We're changing it. And what do we have on the SPY? All right, we are at the top of that range in our daily price movement system. Okay, so let's say you did that this morning with the previous range from the current candle. Okay, now you see that we have extremely went up inside of the daily price movement range, and we are currently rejecting these highs. Okay, could we create a higher high? That's what we are waiting for, because that is a trending market, and we have been trending all day long. Okay, so you're always gonna wait for the pullback. Okay, we go up, we go down. Okay, we go up, we go down. 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 All right, same old, same old. All right, where's your entry? Where are you waiting for it to enter at the best risk to reward? At the higher low, at the curl, all right, for showing demand, the previous demand levels. Okay, what are we gonna have? Okay, if you don't like that trade to the upside, you wait for a break. If you want a better risk to reward, you wait for it to pull back a little bit, right? But you're watching market structure to see what's going to break, all right? And that's my take on the SPY, right? We have these previous zones here, all right, inside of this daily price movement range. SPY wants 650 and 656. I got this from the monthly ATR, all right? So we're gonna head back over to the daily real quick. I wanna show you guys something, right? We are on the daily, okay? And something I want you to understand. To know if the next day is going to be bullish or bearish, something simple is just see if the current candle was above the previous one. All right, the top of that range is here. All right, if you want to, you could put the green, yellow, and red, our daily price movement range system, our trading plan. All right, the trading plan gives us context. We execute on a smaller time frame for our entries and our exits. You understand? And if I want to know if we're bullish the next day, or if I want to know what range to move in, where is the area where I want to look for buying or selling, I want to know if we're staying above yesterday's previous highs. And right now we are, okay? Previous high on this stock is 645.51, okay? As long as we stay above 645.51, we are in the game, all right? So any pullbacks there is a buy the dip moment if we can hold this demand. If not, then you will see prices flush back. But we do have Nvidia earnings. All right, we do have Nvidia earnings, and 645.53 is right here. All right, so expect price to possibly come back here to this previous demand zone. See, and this is how we get our zones, by previous range tops and lows. See, the daily price movement range can help you have context on what you're looking at and why these moves are bouncing here are so powerful. Okay, so we're gonna move on now. That's the context for that. All right, this is before the market closes. It is power hour on SPY, so that means that 1 hour candle has given us something to look forward to. All right, and what do we have here? All right, price has rejected the daily price movement range. All right, could we get higher price towards the upside? Of course we can get higher prices towards the upside. But right now what we're looking at this time is like, this is what we're getting. So you wait, all right? If you want to get in and you feel like we're bullish because of the trend, right? We're breaking previous highs, all right? All right, a breakout pullback, all right? The top of this zone, previous here where we couldn't break past, we finally broken past, all right? That's at 646.55. All right, you know that 645, 92, and 53 are our zones, our halfway mark from the daily time frame, and this is the previous high, 645. We're still above all of those and above the previous high we broke. So this could be a pullback for a buy the dip moment. All right, now Nvidia. Let's get to Nvidia. They have earnings. I know everybody's learning about Nvidia. They're excited about Nvidia. All right, volatility crush is the real thing. IV crush. If too many people are on the wrong side or loading up on calls and Nvidia is extended, we could see significant drop. Okay, that's just the truth. However, when it comes to Nvidia's higher time frame, all right, let's just go to the weekly. Okay, all right, see what we have. All right, let's see what we have in the swing of things on Nvidia on a weekly time frame. All right, we are overextended. Let's go to the monthly time frame. All right, Nvidia is a monster. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, in order for Nvidia to see higher prices, we must get past 183. All right, 183 on the monthly time frame. We have a monthly close in about a couple days here. The 1st of September is going to be here. We're leaving August, and so you want to see a monthly time frame close higher than this previous one here. This one is the current one. Whenever September 1st gets here, you want to see the closing candle price of this one. If we open up higher, it's a more bullish state. Now we could fall back below this closing price, all right? But you're always monitoring the daily price movement range of each stock. And so you can see where to buy it again and where to sell. You understand? You want to see previous zones, all right? Midway point, okay, which should be right about around there. Okay, see yellow. Okay. We're going to move that down just a little bit, about there, and we're going to make our green line at the bottom. Same thing we did on spot. We're just doing it on a monthly, all right? So this is your monthly price movement range. If you want to swing more, this is probably for you, all right? But as you can see on the monthly time frame, we are not above the previous high, so we're stuck inside of this range. Scrolling down to maybe let's do the 4 hour, all right? You can see that we are rejecting the monthly price movement range the same way we did before, guys, okay? Same way we did before. Do not make this hard. Once we drop, we bounced on a higher low here. Once we drop, we bounce on a demand low here. So now you're in the same thing, waiting to see what happens. Rejection or continuation. Are we strong or more bearish volume? All right. We got 1 more hour left in the market before Nvidia earnings. Okay. And right now, the market is looking like it's a little bit overextended. However, okay, this is bullish setup. Okay. So Nvidia could very well much shoot to all-time highs. All right. And we can see some really relative good prices really quick on Nvidia. So you guys be prepared for that. All right. Other than that, the market is relatively healthy. I got guys into the KSS stock. All right. The KSS stock. All right. This is Coles. I informed people to get back into this. We've seen some momentum today. As you can see, this is up 21%. I've seen some institutions loading the boat. All right. So I like to follow the money. The same as Keith Gill, okay. Here on the 26th, we gapped up. We bought that dip, and we're looking pretty good so far, right? I got this stock going to 20.25. First stop is $17. All right, and what else do we have on our list? All right, we have some hot stocks today, okay. I also wanted to look at OKTA, all right, Okta, all right, got a price target about 115 on this stock, okay. Right now, we have some pullbacks right now on Okta, okay. Right, I bought 2027 leaps. I'm sorry. I will be providing some screenshots of that in the next video. And guys, stay tuned for my small account challenge video that we have. All right, I want to give you guys some updates on the small account challenge so you can see what I've been trading and see where I'm at. Give you some commentary. I have a gap here, and we have some demand levels here forming here. We are at a demand zone with some bearish momentum towards the downside. We have 2 days left in the week, so we want to see what the weekly looks like. Okay, on Okta, all right. Now there is a perceived discount on this stock. All right, perceived discount on this stock. So you have people who are loading up on this stock, and we have analyst price targets have been raised on this stock. Okay, you see this? Been consolidating this whole time, going up this way. And what do you have? You have a volume point of control that is here. All right, price is holding. The institutions are buying. All right, big people are buying. All right, and so you want to see a break above. Where we at? Right now at 93. All right, you want to see a break above 102. 102.12 will give us a more efficient push towards the upside. All right, but right now we're making higher lows, forming here, trying to make a demand for a buy spot. All right, and that's where we are. And we're gonna hop over to Tesla. Let's hop over to Tesla. See what Tesla's been doing. All right, right now Tesla's at 350. This is the line in the sand. 350. If it can hold, we can see how it prices. All right, I informed the group to get into calls at 1318. All right, I'm sorry, I said 1318. 318.54, and we're at 350. This is a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago. Same numbers keep rinsing and repeating, and I've gave these numbers out several times. All right, that's the expertise you get and the guidance you get when you join the group. I love teaching and very passionate about it. And there's some things you have to notice through experience. The same numbers play out. Demand zone, resistance zone, supply and demand. All right, and you notice the momentum, and you don't hesitate. All right, so Tesla holding 350 is a good sign for them. All right, Tesla is being bought up. All right, this stock is a very volatile stock, but when you can catch the right momentum on Tesla and you don't get caught on the wrong side, it can pay you well. And most of the time there are traps, and those traps expand. You get these big movements. All right, so right now, who's caught into that right now? Well, I would say that there are a lot of people who are caught inside of a trap right now, because we had this squeeze, and contracts are going to be expiring soon on some contracts, and so you could get some pullbacks. All right, heavy pullbacks. So just be prepared for that. Just be prepared for that, guys. It is power hour, okay? And remember what I said earlier. Remember what we talked about with SPY, how we can fall back to these numbers, okay? And you see how it's kind of almost playing out. That's what I want you to notice. Now, this big boy, all right? This big boy Nvidia, all right? A lot of people are playing this, okay? I just want to say that, you know, we are bullish on Nvidia. We're not breaching below weekly or daily closes right now. Are we still holding structure? This could be a buy to dip moment. All right, but I would just say if you're not used to it, stay cautious. Stay cautious. You don't have to be in every type of trade. You don't have to chase trades. All right. If you can bid it on Nvidia for the long term, then that's what really matters. You don't have to gamble with Nvidia. We already know that it's worth a bunch, but it's been running up. Volatility could crush it, but this is a bull flag measure move. All right, bull flag measure move, and if the earnings are good, if the guidance are good, you'll see the pop up. I mean like aggressive pop up, just to see it sell off towards the end of the week for option expiration. Same way it did last week with other stocks where it pulled back after a big run up. Okay, so just understand that we haven't broke structure. We are still inside of a range here on Nvidia. Still inside of a range. All right. Somebody else thought that we was going to sell off here, and we bounced. Same thing, all right, inside of a range. Until it breaks, until it shows something different, that's what it's doing. All right, if you wanted to catch the bounce, right, just watch how simple these things can be. Below the point of control, puts. You see that? Scalping. All right, these are dollar movements. Above it, it goes up a little bit. All right, but we're inside of this range in this cluster, and it's not until decisions are going to be made. People wait until the end of the day to start waiting for price to creep up above certain levels, right, to get that push up, and then they buy at the end of the day. Okay, if you want to catch that move, simply look at this chart right in front of you. Right, look right here, a simple line break, buying above this break of structure. Look at that, boom, double bottom, W shape. You enter in there, take your profits at the point of control. Okay, all right, just waiting for the simple line break. All right, catch the best symmetry, a momentum. All right, the flux of energy. Right, the least of past resistance, the path of least resistance. Okay. All right, so you're waiting for the break here, and you're waiting for a break below there. An entry will be here for a scalp, right? Or waiting for it to bounce here for a thing to go back up here. If it breaks here, and we don't break this demand, the entry will be above the green line, above the point of control. That's even more power. You understand what I'm saying to you? All right? Now, when it comes to the PCE, we're going to check the put call ratio. This is a market eternal. The market eternal PCE. Wow. All right, guys, listen, if we can fall back down here on the PCE, that is extremely bullish for the market, and we are making lower highs. Good job, good job, good job. All right, I like what I see here. I just got excited. All right, let's check the daily. I'm gonna check the weekly first. All right, weekly PCE is still down at 59. Oh, we are in good shape. HYG, let's check the corporate bond, and we are above 80, breaking highs. I am bullish on the market, guys. Thank you guys for watching this show. I appreciate you watching. Just want to give you guys some commentary before the market close. Very, very low tone, monotone. Didn't want to get too overly excited. Just want to give you guys some good monetary for you guys to see what's going on. Rewind the video if you need to check out some other things that you missed. All right, but this has been a video on SPY, Nvidia, and Tesla, with a couple of other stocks in between, KSS and Okta. All right, we have Open, SoFi, so many tickers to try to trade, guys. But as you've been listening to me, and I told you that price could fall back to these certain numbers, you see, man, it's just all about screen time over the years, just watching, right? And now it's like, wait for a break here, or somebody gonna panic right there at that daily price movement range, okay? You guys get to see this in real time. See how we're breaching the daily price movement range and coming back to that 645.92 number that I mentioned earlier. Since you guys been watching, right, for the past 20 minutes, listen, this is why I do these videos, so you guys can see the accuracy and me calling things before it happened. All of the entries are right there. They're right there in front of you. And we get this major push to the downside. All right, see that? See you guys on the next one, all right? Appreciate you watching. Again, this is the Unique Trading Group, where strategy meets mindset and discipline turns into income. And until the next time, guys, peace.